Alright, so before this video starts, I just want to show you how much struggle I had to go through to make this. So, the thing that I'm using to do this right here, this is paint.net, this is what Dragon uses, this is what I've heard good reviews about. In order to put an image to it, you can't just drag it in. You have to save every single image to your computer and then put them in. So that's why there's going to be cuts from like cubes to ships, and like in between every different type of game mode there's going to be a cut, because my computer is most likely going to break if I try to save every icon. But yeah, I just have to go through, find an icon. So I believe I'm on 22 right now, so I want to save 23, so I have to go here, save image, wait for it to load, and then save, and then go to the next one, like this. And then it just racks up a huge bar at the bottom. It's a good amount of work, but yeah, I'm doing it for y'all. I hope you guys enjoy this video, because this is something I was told I should do after I had the idea. I don't think anyone else has done this before, but I could be wrong, I don't know. But yeah, hope you enjoy. Alright, hello everybody, here we are. Finally, I have spent 10-20 minutes saving all the images, and it's finally time to do it. I'm only doing one take, so I was trying not to mess this up. Okay, so, our first image, our first cube, is this bad boy, right here. So, I think it's very simplistic, this first cube. You start the game with it, this is where you start. The color combo that starts with it is terrible. But this cube design isn't great, it's very simplistic and boring. But, I mean, it's not, like, terrible. So I'm gonna give this a D for now. Here we go, starting out again. Next cube, we got cube 2. Keep in mind, there's 148 of these. And then we still have to do ships. We have to do the ball. We have to do spiders. We have to do waves. We have to do UFOs. But yeah, this is kind of the same deal. It's simplistic and boring, but it's not as bad as this, I feel. Because I think this still has like some kind of design to it. So I'm gonna put that in the C tier. Cube 3. Now this I really like. It's simplistic, but it's not necessarily boring. I think it looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna put it at A. Oops, I messed that up. Oh no, what's going on? Don't stop. Okay. Our next cube, which is cube 4 of 148. Let's be honest, this is literally the same, but the format looks nicer. So I'm gonna put that above C, where our original face is, and we're gonna put that at B. Cube 5 is this guy. It is basically B here, but it looks like he got his gums ripped out. And I see that as a horrifying image. You probably should. I'm going to put that at F tier. Cube 6. Coming in, here we go. This is a fairly boring design. It's not really interesting, but it's okay. I'm gonna put this at the D category with our original cube. Cube 7. Okay, let's be honest. Everyone hates this icon. If you like this icon, you're wrong. Well, now that we got that settled, let's move on to the next cube. Okay, so this cube I actually like. It's fairly similar to this, but it's unique. It's got like the hole in the opening. So it's like this one, but it's got the edges and there's like lines through the middle. I like it. I'm gonna put that at A tier. There's nothing super spectacular yet, but I mean we're at the starting cubes, which are never really fantastic. This is also very ugly, so I'm gonna put that at F tier. I'm just gonna skip through these couple ones because these are all very bad in my opinion. That's just something that looks terrible. Okay, this one, all of these icons are very basic at the beginning. This one isn't super terrible. It's okay. I like that it's the first cube to not be a cube. You know, it's like its own shape. I'm gonna put that at B, a B tier for sure. Here we have the evil face, which is also known as Cube 12. This is okay, but I mean, no one uses it, and I think it's gonna be pretty hard to get a color combination for. So I'm gonna put that at E tier. This, once again, we all agree, not good. Very simplistic, very basic, very boring. This is an E tier. This is also very boring, very simplistic, but it doesn't look stupid. It's not like, I wouldn't make fun of someone for using that, though, like I would for anyone in the F tier. Cube 15. This one is okay. I gotta say, I think I prefer the non-faces over the faces, but this is still fairly boring. So I'm gonna put that at the D tier. Cube 16 is this X icon. Now, this isn't amazing, but it's not like bad. It's like a respectable icon. So I'm gonna put that at C tier. Cube 17. I think this is, frankly, ugly. I feel like this, it'd be pretty hard to find a decent looking color combination that wouldn't look really dumb with this. So I'm gonna put it at, because I like what he was going for here, but I just feel like it was executed poorly. This next icon, oops. Okay, this icon here is definitely the spawn of Satan, and if you use this, you're wrong. I keep doing that. I don't want to do that. I keep double clicking on the image instead of dragging it. Okay, so this guy here, this I'm not sure how to feel about, because on one hand it's a decent design, but color combinations for this are going to be hard. I'm not the biggest fan, but it's okay. Actually, I'm going to put that in E tier. I'm not a personal fan of it. This, I've never personally ever seen someone say that they like this cube. I mean, if someone used it, I'd be open to it. I don't know anyone that uses that. or anything. Finally, we're into some of the actual designs that aren't like pixel art or anything. This is very unique. It's decent. I mean, I don't know why, but I'm getting like a fight or flight response from these holes in the middle for no reason. So I'm gonna put it at the D tier. Next one, I feel like this is definitely from beating a level. It might be electrodynamics, but I'm probably wrong. It's a good idea, but I think it's just too complex. I feel like Rob added too much to it. So I'm gonna put that at the E tier, because it's worse than these, I think. Okay, now this one's one of my favorites, I would say. This checkered icon, it's very simplistic, yet it works. I'm gonna put it at an A tier. It's very simplistic, but it still like draws your eye to it. This is terrible. That's all I have to say about it. I don't like it. Okay, this is one of the first actually like really good designs, I'd say. It's not all boxes anymore. Well, I mean, these two weren't boxes, but this has a circle in it. It's unique. I'm gonna give that a B, personally, because I don't think I know Flub uses this icon, or at least he did for a while. I think there's not a great amount of color combinations that'll work for it, but it still looks dope. This is bad, in my opinion. Keep in mind, this is already filling up fairly fast, and we're on cube 26 of 148. 1 second. How much percentage is that? How close? How far away are we from being done? Well, there's 148 icons. Divide that by 26. That means we're about a fifth of the way there. And we're about a fifth of the way filled up. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Our cube, number 27. So this guy. This is a good start, I think. I think more could be added to this to make it better. But it's a decent start, and for that I'll give it a C tier. We haven't hit anything that like strikes me as good, but I'm seeing some good ones coming up. This is a solid B tier, in my opinion. It's simplistic again, but it also has some fairly cool shapes in it. But it's not like overwhelming like this one is here. An E. But that's a B tier. I can't say those with my expander. This one, it reminds me of a flower. I like it, personally. I think it's pretty cool. I should probably try this icon out. I don't know if I have it unlocked. I don't know. I've never seen this icon before, but it looks pretty cool, and I like it. So I'm going to give that an A tier. Cube 30. I've seen this icon a lot. Frankly, it's okay. I feel like it would have been better if it was just made an actual circle and not this weird... How many sides is that? Where is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A weird, like, rounded octagon shape. I feel like you could have just made it a circle and it'd be better. And speaking of circles, this next icon is literally that icon, but circled out. And I commend it for its roundness. So I will put it in B tier. Okay, these next two icons are both going in the F tier. Actually, this one... I'll give this one a D tier, actually. I do like it a little bit, but not enough for me to rank it higher. And this one, I've never seen anyone use it. It doesn't look good. Because I think it's like the rounded quarter circles on the edge that's messing with me. Because I don't know what it is. I just don't really like how it looks. We'll just say that. This is, in my opinion, a really good cube. This, unlike the one down here in F tier, it's rounded. It's like it's a polygon. It's not like a rounded shape, and it's kind of like a gear almost. It's like a four-sided gear, and I really like that. I like that look. This is probably gonna be our first S tier in my opinion. I really like this icon. I feel it's really complex without feeling overwhelming, like our E tier example down here. That is cube 35. Honestly, I really like it. I believe that might be the electrodynamics. I don't remember. I know it's you get it when you beat a level. But I really like that icon. It's really nice. Here we come in with cube 036 with 5 lines in a row. The way I describe that should tell you how I feel about it. It's very simplistic, very boring. Oops, did that wrong. Here we go. There. So this is, I believe, Noctifly's old icon. This might be his still icon. I'm not confident. I mean, it's actually really, I feel like it's fairly unique. I don't see a lot of people using this. It's unique, and it's not super overwhelming, so I'm going to put that in B tier. Cube, I have never seen this cube before. I've never seen it. Don't know what it is, but I like it. I'm gonna give it a C tier. Personally, just because I feel like there's a lot of black outline on it that isn't necessary. And we're back to the simplistic, boring designs of faces. This one, I don't like that its head is indented. That's kind of like its whole thing, I'm assuming. Like the ears, or whatever that is, but I'm not a fan. I have never seen this icon before, and I do not like it. I'm going to put it in F tier, because it's too complex. Personally, I don't think you need to get that in detail with those lines. Cube 41. I believe I used this cube for a while, and frankly, it's symmetrical, it's fairly nice, but I don't like that it juts out like that. So I'm going to put it at C tier. Now, this one is this one is an automatic A tier. It's not so good where it's like S tier, this is one of my favorite icons, but I mean, it is a creeper. I think this one's also going to be an A tier. Actually, no, I'm going to give it B tier. Because I like the idea of the cube being split in half diagonally. I think that's a really nice idea. That should be used more, or should have been used more in like these early stages. But I feel like there's just too much color. I feel like this one needs more black almost. You know? Like, I feel like, because you can see where the colors are, where your primary and secondary are. I feel like there's too much of it. I feel like you could have filled in those boxes on the outside with black and it still would look good. But whatever. Here is cube 44 of 148. This is another face. I'd say it's better than a lot of the faces, though. It feels more interesting with like the crooked teeth, or like the triangles as teeth. So I'm going to give that a B tier. This, I've seen people use this before. I'm not sure who. I'm probably going to get yelled at in the comments because it's like, it's New Bass's card. New Bass. It's his icon. But I don't know. It's not amazing. I feel like the teeth indent too far into his face. Not a fan. This icon I know I've definitely seen before. And it's well designed. It's very basic, very simplistic. I don't know if I want to give it A or B. I'm going to give it B tier. I think. I don't think it's quite A tier material. I feel like the eyes maybe could be a little smaller. Or wait. Is that like a weird effect I'm seeing, or is his right eye bigger than his left one? I don't know. I don't know, but it bugs me. This is going to be a solid A tier. I used this icon for a long time. Back in the day. That's probably the icon I've had the longest. It's really... It's not simplistic, I would say. It's companion cube. Duh. I've never played Portal. I'll say that now. I probably should. But it's very basic, very nice. Good design. I like it. Okay, this is the Steam icon I believe you get for beating Club Step in the Steam version of Geometry Dash. Now, I can see very clearly they tried to put the Steam logo on it. And I mean, they did it fairly well. I think it's more of just the teeth that bug me. I feel like you could have maybe put gears on it, because it is steampowered.com. But it's okay. It's not terrible. Okay, this is Cube 49. It is a mushroom from Mario. Gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's not bad. I do like it. I like it more than I hate it. So I'm gonna put it at a B tier. This, I don't know why this is so far into the cubes and it's still looking so basic. Like, at this point, we have the Steam icon. We've got a mushroom. Like, we got whatever this thing is. We got this boy. Why are we still making basic faces? But I mean, there is people out there that like that, so I'm gonna give that C tier. Actually, I'm not totally against it. It's just like we have so many of these faces already. 51 is your basic Shy Guy. This is an A tier. I really like the little dashes on the sides. I think that's really cool. I think it's unique and really nice. It's intriguing almost. This is an Iron Man logo, and I don't feel like it was executed well. So I'm gonna actually put that at D tier. Or at least I see that as Iron Man. I mean, it looks like it, to be fair. This is one of the better faces you'll see, in my opinion. I think it's fairly unique. They're, like, none of these have had their mouth open, except for the guys with, like, prickly teeth. It's very unique, very simplistic, as usual. Oops, did it again. I've never seen this icon ever before. This weird, like, Frozone looking guy. And I'm not super opposed to it, but I'm not super for it as well. It's very simplistic, very basic, which I've said that a lot. Sometimes simplistic is good, sometimes simplistic is bad. In this situation, I feel it's bad. I feel like you could have added more here. But sometimes there's some simplistic things like our face up here, or our creeper, or the partition logo, I believe. They're very basic, but they're very unique still. Yeah, basically your goal is to be unique and simplistic. If you can pull that combination off, you're good. This next one is very boring, not super crazy. So I'm going to put it at the E tier. It's not, like, intriguing me at all. This is another icon. This is, I believe this is supposed to be, like, Deadpool. It's not bad, but I don't think it would look good without the specific red and black colors. So I'm going to put it as a C tier. Here's another superhero thing. This is Batman. We're currently on Cube 57. Once again, I don't see this looking really good without the specific color set. So I'm also going to give it a B, or that's a C tier, sorry. 58. This is very unique, but I'm not sure how I feel about the shape of it. Like the weird vase glass shape of that icon. So I'm going to give that a B tier. Here is our 59th cube. Here is another Batman. They look fairly similar. I don't like the grin on this guy, but I do indeed the shading. I do like the shading that Rob put on this. So I'm gonna keep it even as a C tier. This is GD Colin's icon, and personally I think it's a masterpiece. I don't think it's bad. I think it looks really nice. I think it's very unique. And it's decently simplistic. The teeth are, but it's not bad. I do enjoy it. This, I believe, is from, it's like Super Meat Boy or something like that. The Meat Boy games. I know what I'm thinking of. I mean, it looks a lot like the character, in my opinion. And it's very clean looking. It doesn't look like messy like some of these do, like this checkered icon, for example. This looks really clean, like sleek almost. Here is, of course, this is gonna get an S tier. It's a Lenny face. It's very basic and super nice. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of the later cubes are gonna be getting S tiers for me. It's gonna grow because I really like the community created icons. They're a lot better, but we'll wait for that to get there. The Lenny cube. Where was that? Right there. Okay. Cube 63. This is very basic, very minimal. It feels low effort almost. And honestly, I'm not a fan of half circles. So I'm gonna have to put that at the D tier. Okay. Cube 64. That's power of 2, and that's 8 squared. He has an eye. That's his main feature. And his body is split in 2. Very simplistic. I do really like the eye. But I feel like there could have been more done to the body to maybe make it look more unique. So I'm gonna give that a B tier. There's always room for improvement for most of these. This I've never seen, and honestly, I'm not a fan. So I'm gonna put this at F tier. I don't like that he's like a Dracula almost with his 2 teeth. It's really strange to me, and I'm not a fan. But here we have Pirate Boy. Now this is a pirate. He's pretty okay. He's not terrible, but he's not amazing either. And RobTop continues to use these weird teeth that are like just little slivers, and I don't like those personally, so I'm going to put that in the D tier. Next, we have Cube 67. This I've also not seen before. I have seen it. I saw it actually earlier today when I was streaming, and I was going through my icons, and I saw this. I was like, oh, that's intriguing. That's pretty cool. So it's fairly simplistic, but it has some abstract shapes in it. So I am going to put that at A tier. Now, this is an icon I only saw while I was saving these to my computer. And frankly, I think they are it's really unique. It looks like a Viking almost. And I've never seen it, or like a gladiator. And I really like it, so I'm going to put that at S tier. That's something I might change my icon to in the future if I have it unlocked. Now, we had our good, so let's have our bad. I have no clue what this thing is supposed to be. And frankly, it scares me. So I'm going to put it at a D. It reminds me of, like, Amazon wanted to do that thing where they would have drones deliver packages to your door. And that's what I think the drone would look like. So, okay, here we have a man whose his mouth has been sewn shut. Or he just taped it on after it fell off. Either way, very creative ideas. Rob? Gotta say, I'm gonna give that C tier. Able to get that more in the corner. Okay. This is kind of like this icon. This is 71. Reminds me a lot of this this staircase one here. I see them very similar, but this one I think feels more unique. Although not great. I feel like actually you could put a lot of color combinations to that. It's very versatile. So I'm going to give that a C, despite me not really liking the design. And we're back to the faces with this guy. Personally, I think it's unique enough to where people would use it, but I'm not a fan of the design. Personally, it feels too like rigid to me. Too much squares, not enough round in it, you know? Coming off of that, here is another icon that reminds me of Colin's icon. Here you can see a little comparison. I like this, but I don't think I like it as much as the Colin icon. So I'm going to put this at B tier. I think it's really unique, though. It's really smart. A lot of these icons I'm going to be calling unique now because we're branching out to new things here as soon as we hit the spot. So this is the icon you get for beating Finger Dash, I believe. And frankly, it's not bad. I like the triangle teeth, and I like the smile, and I like the eyes. I like all the parts of this character individually. I just think combined, it's not as good as it could have been. So I'm going to put that at a B tier. This thing, I don't think I've seen before. And frankly, oop, I rotated it. Oh no. It frankly kind of frightens me a little bit. So I'm going to put that at E tier. Can I rotate that back? There. Stop rotating it. There. Okay. And with that icon, we are officially halfway to being done. Here's our next icon. I believe you get this from one of the vaults. This might be Codebreaker, but I'm not confident. Overall, it's a very unique design. But I'm not a fan of how you use a third color in it. Like, it's a mix of the two colors. I've never really been a fan of the mix of colors. Because sometimes if you use like pink and black, it doesn't look good. Or like, depending on your color combination, that icon might look terrible because of that third color. So this icon I'm actually a really big fan of. But I don't think I might put it at S tier. I'm going to put it at S tier. I just think the shape is unique, but the like teeth of it on the outside aren't as thin as some of them are, like the pirate icon here. So that's why that's at S tier. This guy is probably one of the most unique icons in my opinion. I believe this is also gotten from the vault. I'm going to put it at A tier because it's not like one of my favorites, but it's pretty it's not terrible. It's not like I'm disgusted. This I don't think I've seen before, and I'm not a big fan of it. It does have the diagonal design that I like, but I feel like it's too simplistic where you could have added more to the arrows. So I'm gonna put that at C tier. Next icon is the brain icon. This one might also be Codebreaker. I'm not 100% confident. I think it's a really good idea. I just don't think it was executed the best. So I'm going to put it at C tier. We're going to go C tier. By the way, none of this is scripted. I'm totally just deciding on the spot. I don't like this icon at all. I've never been a fan of this. I've seen it before. I never really understood what was to like about it. But, I mean, if someone were to use it, I'm not going to make fun of them for it. So I'm going to put that at E tier. Our next icon, 82. 82 is my lucky number, and that's why it's in my name. This is pretty unique. I don't remember an icon like this. I don't think I've seen this, but I do like it, so I'm going to put it at A tier. I like that it loops back to the color, so it goes like your primary, your secondary, then your primary again, and then your secondary. It just it does like a loop. This I'm not a fan of. I don't think it's this weird cross icon. It's like an addition symbol. So I'm gonna put it at, I'll give it D tier. Alright, this is a classic icon to me, in my opinion. Like, everyone knows this, I feel. And I think I'm gonna put it at S tier. Just because it's such a classic. It's very basic, but it gives that 3D feel off. Like, I feel like none of the icons have before, other than this other S tier. It makes me think of like an indented plate. This is kind of the same thing, but not as good. It doesn't have the 3D aspect to it. So I'm going to give this a B tier. Now, this icon I feel like I've seen a lot, and I'm not against it, but I'm not for it either. Actually, I changed my mind. I am a little against it. I mean, I feel like it's too complex with, like, if you look at it. Here, I'm just gonna, like, select this. Oh, that's not how that works. I'm gonna pull up the next icon just so that, like, selected thing goes away. But I feel like these little indents right here, how it's like a Tetris piece, they're kind of rounded. And also keep in mind the background's black, so you can't see the lines. But I'm looking at it on my other monitor here, and like the lines are so close together, but you can still see a tiny space, and I'm not a fan of that. So that's gonna go in the D tier. Now this icon is really bad. I don't like that it has the little legs that are so thin, just sticking out. So that's going to go in our F tier. So here is our cube number 88. This is fairly unique. I think, honestly, I would like it. And since it's a cube, you will end up rotated the other way. But I feel like if this were just rotated like 90 degrees, it would be better. Like, watch here, let me rotate it. See, I feel like that looks better than this. And I'm not gonna vote too harshly off of that, so I'm gonna give it B tier. But I mean, I feel like if you just rotated it, I would probably end up using that icon at some point. Oops, I opened it on ice. Okay, this is very basic, but it is a gradient, which we haven't had yet, which makes it really unique. But I don't think it would look good with color combinations. So I'm gonna give it a B tier. I think it's a really unique idea. I just don't think it would work with colors. These are our, I think this is called the Chamber of Secrets. These icons. The silence, hungry, thirsty, whatever it is. This, I've never really liked the designs of these. So this one's very unique because it's not a square tongue like all the other tongues we've seen so far. Like, for example, this guy here. But like, I'm not a fan of like the eyes, I think it's personally the eyes. Now this, I like this guy. This guy is one of my it's definitely one of my favorites. One of my favorite icons. But it's not S tier quite. Okay, here we're getting into more complicated faces territory. And I mean, a lot of these I'm not a fan of. Just letting you know now. Like this guy, for example, with the spike hair. I think that's like a cringy icon. I'm not a fan of that. This is basically, I'm pretty sure he just copy-pasted this icon from this guy. I mean, they look really similar. with the shadowing. But this guy's just a bit better. So I'm going to give him E tier. I mean, I feel like the shadowing's better on this guy. Although it's fairly similar. And the eye, I like the little eye bulge right there. You'll see it as soon as I add this next icon. There's like a little eye bulge right there. And I feel like that just makes it a lot better. This is better than the other two by far. But I still wouldn't like use the icon. So it's going to go in C tier. Cube 95. These next two cubes I actually am a pretty big fan of. So I know this isn't the hexagon force because that's the creep. But I think that's from a main level. I'm not confident. But I really like that. But I just hate the teeth, I think. It's just like, they feel really sharp and they feel really wide. And also, it's fairly bland. It's a fairly bland icon. Because it is basically two colors. Now, this one is... I really like it. I like it more than the last one. But I don't think it's enough to be S tier. It's definitely right on the border. But I feel like you could have done something with the corners just to make them more unique. Cube 97 has to offer this cute little boy. Hello there. He is... I wouldn't use this as an icon personally, which automatically takes it out of the S or A tier. But I think it's still good enough to where I wouldn't like have a reaction if someone were using this icon. And it's really cute. Actually, I'm not going to put it in B. I'm going to put it in C. Just because I saw another icon coming up that's better. This icon, I don't care what you say, this is automatically S tier. If you disagree, you're wrong. Cat icon's really good. I would use that. I've considered using that. I just don't think it'd be good for my brand image, my GD image. This guy is gonna go in A. He's just so cute, and I would use that as an icon. Personally, he's got his little baby hands. Jesus, we're already like 40 minutes in. All right, this is. I can see what you were going for with like a Kirby styled thing, but I just don't feel it was executed well, so I'm gonna put it, I honestly find it fairly ugly, so I'm gonna put it at E tier. Now this next one is the Kirby done right. This is our Kirby character, but it looks better. So I'm gonna give this, I wouldn't use this icon, but it's not disgusting. So I'm gonna give it a C. I think this was the cute face stage. What? The cute face stage? And then, yeah, this is not the best, but it's not terrible. So I'm going to give it B. I'm not super against it. I mean, it's kind of cute, but it's not there like the cat icon or this little blubber boy is. Next, we're into some funny faces. This is our laughing face. I think this is from a vault. I would never personally use this as an icon. I don't think it's good. I mean, it's a good idea. I just don't like how it looks. This is an amazing icon, but I would actually, I might consider using that. So it's gonna go in A tier. This, on the other hand, is just like the last one, except it's uglier. So that's going to be an E tier for me. Next, we have the icon you get from getting all of the keys from the Chaos Gauntlet, Chamber of Secrets, and all that. I mean, I would use it personally. I just think the shading on it is there's too much shading on it for it to be like an S tier, in my opinion. This is Squiddy's icon. You can buy this in the shop. It's not an S tier for me, but I would consider using it because I think it's just a really funny face. This is Finn from Adventure Time. I don't dislike it, but it's not good. So I'm going to put it at C. This thing is really cute to me, so I'm going to give that S tier. I would use that, personally. I like that. This makes me think of Ultra Paracosm, the level. I don't know why, but I don't really like that level, so I'm going to put it at C tier. By the way, we're in the hundreds now. This next one is cube 115. This thing is pretty cute, but I would never use it. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. Here we have cube number 116 of 148. We're almost there. But here we have a little robot man. And he's just grooving. He looks like he's jamming to the music. I've never seen anyone use this. I would never use this. I would honestly probably make fun of someone that did use this. So I'm going to put this in E tier because it's not disgusting, but it's not good. Okay, this, I've never seen this icon before. This is an automatic S tier. It's just got like such a abstract design to it. And I am a big fan of it, personally. I've also never seen, okay, there's going to be a lot of S tiers coming up now. I'm looking at it because we're in the fan-made icons. And I love all the community icons. This guy I'm not the biggest fan of. I think it's a good idea. I just don't like it's like an overbite, it looks like. It's like an overbite. Okay, so this is going to be S tier. I find it to be kind of like this first one here, except it's a little better in my opinion. But that's an S tier. This guy is going to be an A tier. And by the way, I'm automatically picking any icons that I used for a while. That's going in S tier. This is really good. I just don't think it's quite at the level I'd want it to be, because there's not a lot of color variety. There's the two colors, and that's pretty much it, in my opinion. And that's what it looks like. Okay, this guy automatically goes in S tier, because I used him for a couple of months. Actually, probably up to a year. He's one of my longer icons. He's really chill. I've never seen this icon before, as are with a lot of these icons, but it's got the gradient thing, which wouldn't look good with like a blue and green color, like the basic colors, which makes me lower it to D tier. But it does have a really unique shape. Wait, where did I put the other gradient one? I'm wondering. I'm not sure where I put the other gradient one. Oh well. That's because I just got, never mind. Ignore that I said this. This icon is really good. I would use this personally. I'm a big fan. Gotta say. Yeah. I really like that. Okay, we're getting into fan icons, which means you're gonna have a lot of S tiers. This is the good stuff. This is A tier. I don't know if I'd use it personally. I would consider it, but I don't know if I would. I'd have to think about it for a while. This guy here, I don't like how thin the lines are personally, but it's still okay. I'm gonna give that a C tier. This guy automatically goes in S tier because this is the icon I use now. It's my little king boy, the Lonesome King. I'm a big fan of that. Really like it's not simplistic, but it's very detailed, but it's really unique. That's not an icon you're gonna see anything come close to looking like that, I feel. This thing is pretty darn cute. I like it. I would use it. But, like, it's not up there, I feel like there's too many circles. I feel like you need some rigidness in there. This thing, I feel like people like this. I personally don't like this guy. So that's going to be an E tier. I don't think we're going to have any more F tiers, personally. Oh, I'm not sure how to feel about this one. Because I really like its design here. I'm going to move it to where you can see it. I like its design, but I feel like it's too complex. I think I like it more than I hate it, but I feel like it's, like, super complex and, like, I would get distracted in the level from watching it jump. This guy is going to be an A tier for me, I think. This is cube 130, by the way. We're almost done. Oh, shoot, I'm rotating it. Oh. It's going to be, like, right there. So this is an A tier. I would use this. I might use that, personally. It's nice. Oh, I'm seeing some good icons coming up, and I'm seeing a lot of bad ones. Let's see. This is a B tier. I would never use this. I feel like it's too complex. But it's not super disgusting. It's like, I really like the unique, complex designs. But that is too much. This is very basic looking, in my opinion. I mean, the shapes aren't, but like the faces, there's shadow to it, but that shadow doesn't really work because that's not always the way you're facing. So it's a D tier. This, I don't like this. I think this, I might put this in F tier. I'm not a fan of this. It's fairly boring to look at for me, and it kind of looks unsymmetrical. This is another F tier. Not a fan of that guy at all. It's like weird pincers. I don't want that. There. This is an S tier. This is really good. I'm a big fan of this. It's complex and slightly overwhelming, but it just looks so cool. Cube 136 of 148. We're almost done. This is going to be about an hour long. This icon, this is like the Extinction Gauntlet or something. That's what they use. I mean, I like it on the Extinction Gauntlet, but I don't really like it as a cube. So I'm going to put it at E tier. E tier. E tier. It's very difficult to say with my expander. This is a snail. Cube 137. I'm not a big fan of snail, personally. I mean, it is snail, but like, I would never, ever even think about using this. This next one you get from the Time Gauntlet. It's personally probably in the top 5 of my favorite icons. I think it looks absolutely dope. It's got that, like, those triangles, but not quite triangles. It's like they're diamonds, but they were cut off. I think that's really cool. I swear I've never seen this icon before. I don't know how it would look with the color scheme, but it looks dope, so I'm going to put it at a B. This icon I have C. This is a C, in my opinion. It's very boring and basic, but it's not ugly like some of the other icons, in my opinion. This is something that's going to stab you if you go near it. Like, bruh, if you think you're going to die to a spike in a game, nah, it's this. You're going to die to that. I don't want that. I've also never seen that icon. I've never seen this icon. This is pretty cool. I'm going to give this A tier. I would use this, personally, and it looks nice. I'm not sure where you get that, though. This is one of the last couple faces we're going to have. I believe you get this from Sub-Zero, or something like that. And I think it's ugly, and I don't like it. I would never use that as an icon. I would make fun of people who use that as an icon, actually. This thing, I've also, well, I've seen it once before, and it's not like disgusting like the previous one was, but I would never even think about it using that, and I'd probably make fun of people that did use that. This is another face, and I'm not a fan of it, but it's better than the other two, in my opinion. It's like, it's spooky at least. So that's a D tier. And this bad boy here, this is cute. I wouldn't use it personally, but I want to see more people use this icon. So it's B tier for me. Our second to last cube here, I've never seen this cube before, but it's an S tier for me. Oops, I rotated it. There. I really enjoy how that looks. I think that's really cool. And it's nice, it's simplistic, it makes me think of the time gauntlet cube, which is this one right next to it, just because it looks like it's like a, what do you call them, hourglass. It looks like an hourglass, so I consider that, and I think about time, and I think about this. It also makes me think of time machine. Now this here is our last cube, by the way. So I'm gonna put this in E tier. I think I would make fun of people that would use this. I don't like its look. It kind of reminds me of the Frozone one from the beginning. I called it the Frozone cube. Can I find it in this mess? Probably not. But it reminds me of that Frozone cube, which is meh. So I'm just gonna put it there, I think. So yeah, that's every single cube in Geometry Dash. I'm assuming no one watched this far into the video, except for to screenshot this and put it in the Discord. Huh. But yeah, this is my tier list for every icon. Now I'm going to save this. I'm going to make another tier list for ship. I'm going to make another one for ball, another one for UFO, another one for spider, another one for wave, you know, all of that. And then I will eventually add them all into one big tier list. Or at least I'll try my best. So yeah, that's all I got for this almost hour-long video. So I hope y'all enjoyed, because I just spent an hour doing that. So yeah, peace out, gang.